back. Hey, you guys, we are back. Not to do Love Marriage Huntsville, but we are going to talk about one of the former cast from Love Marriage Huntsville, Destiny Payton. We're going to discuss her podcast that she had some weeks back. So it's called Unbreakable Podcast. So let's go ahead and get into this and let's break down the little stuff that was said.
We keep it real. Hey. Expressing how we feel. Whoa. So come on in and sip some tea. Join the KoEd family. We're about relationships and review. Making it fun and just for you. Go with God, let God go with you. It's time for KoURTNEY and Eddie.
Hey! I was put God first. What's going on, KoEd Camp folks? How y'all doing today? Welcome back to another video. KoURTNEY. I'm Eddie, aka E-Dub. This is my gorgeous wife,
KoURTNEY, also known as Coco.
This right here is KoURTNEY. This channel is all about relationships, reviews, entertainment, and it's all about famous rants. And tonight we're gonna be talking about Destiny. That's Destiny, right? Destiny, yeah. Destiny podcast, which is called Unbreakable. Unbreakable. You know, Janet Jackson had a song called Unbreakable.
Love me again. Undo this hurt you caused when you walked out the door when out of my life.
Who you sing a song?
I cry some in the night.
Tony Braxton.
Yep. So y'all can send y'all donations to me.
I was about to say Tina Turner.
Ooh. God rest her soul.
Yeah.
So if you're brand new to this channel, you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. We like to have fun over here. All right, you guys. So let's go ahead and get into this podcast recap. So she is sitting down with Melanika Bowers, which we got a chance to see her a little on Love Marriage Huntsville. And I think she is, or at that time, not sure she is or not, Martell's manager. So, you know, we got to see a little bit of her and her interaction on the show. So I'm just going to give you a skip it. I think it is a fantastic podcast. I think they talk about a lot of stuff as far as healing and they're both sharing some things that they've been through and currently going through. So I think it's phenomenal. I will put the link to the 1 and 2, first and second part 1 and 2 down below. But let's just kind of recap and talk about it. So they are, what you gonna say? Okay. So they're talking about being silent and sometimes, like, you know, when you're on TV now, honestly, we got to see Destiny in the last season and we know, I think, yeah, she did share on the show that she was going through a divorce. Of course, we didn't get a chance to see that. You know, we didn't get a chance to see nothing that got to do with LeBerg. We ain't get a chance to see none of that, honey, with LeBerg. And so she was just saying that by her being on TV, sometimes people expect you to share a part of your life. Now, reality TV, you do need to share some of your life, but some stuff she couldn't share. Oh, what you saying?
Oh, yeah. She was going through some legal things in her divorce, so she couldn't share it. You know, I know a lot of people gave her a lot of backlash because she didn't share that, but I think her hands was tied, so she couldn't share it. So, you know, we get it, you know, but you're right. When you get on TV, you sign a contract, you know, especially on reality television, that's your job to show your life, you know, and share your life. But, you know, if the court's getting involved, hey, nothing you can do about it.
And LeBerg said, don't say my name.
Right.
Can't say my name. Didn't I tell y'all that LeBerg said, I said, why didn't you say his name?
Because,
why didn't you say his name?
You did say that.
I said that LeBerg said, don't say my name, Chad. Put some spec on my name. So LeBerg said, don't say my name. So she was just saying that everything is not for a storyline and everything is not for sale. So, you know, I guess Destiny, you should do like they be doing on Atlanta Housewives, making up stuff, Chad. Making up, find you a man to do some, honey, because they be doing stuff on these other shows. But no, I do get it.
Some people have some integrity about themselves.
And I do see Destiny as being real.
Yeah, so they're not going to try to make up something just to be on television. You know what I'm saying? You know, she's on the show now, but she pivot and doing something else with this podcast.
Yeah. Melanika was just saying that She said that sometimes when you're quiet, you end up holding a lot of stuff in, and then you get poked, and then you just gonna go out and go ham and just get out of character because you're not really and truly releasing that stuff, whether you're talking to a friend or something like that. Because some people take a lot of stuff and they just hold it within.
And that's not to me. That's not a good thing.
I used to be like that.
Don't hold all that stuff in. First of all, it's going to affect your mental state. It's going to affect your body. And so every once in a while you got to talk it out. If you got to find a therapist, talk it out. If you got a family member, talk it out. You know what I'm saying? Don't hold that stuff in, because if not, you're gonna be having ulcers in your stomach, and you're gonna be, like you said, you're gonna hold it in for so long. Then that one person come across, or one person you're gonna come across, they're gonna poke you the wrong way. You're gonna blow up at them. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be, like I said, you're gonna be out of character, and people gonna be looking at you sideways.
Melanika was sharing too that by her being an empath, she has allowed people to come in her life and really and truly break her more. Now, empath is such a new word. These new age words, child. You be having all these new words.
What's the difference between an empath and having discernment?
Well, when we looked up what empath was, it's really and truly just being around somebody you can feel their emotions and being.
It's like feeling another person's energy. You know what I'm saying? You can tell when somebody's energy is good or bad, or you can tell their energy, is off. You know what I'm saying? Or you can tell a person if they're having a good day or a bad day. Well, an empath can. That's the definition I've seen. You know what I'm saying? So that's the understanding I got from it. So.
And she was just saying her being an empath almost broke her.
How?
And because she ended up, it's a time when you need to cut people out your life. And because you have empathy for them.
Why you sound like Celia when you say that? You need to cut people out of your life.
That's the truth. There's times when you got to say it like that. It's time I got to cut people out my life. So yes, sometimes you got to do that. But sometimes people being an empath, and I think Destiny was saying the same thing, you try to see the good in people. Well, maybe they'll change. If I do this, they'll change. Well, I'm gonna give them another chance. Or even though a person can do you wrong, you say, well, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I can be like that.
That's when me and you are totally different when it comes to that. You would trust a person at the beginning. To me, you got to earn my trust. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to let anybody in my circle I don't trust. You know what I'm saying? So you have to earn that trust to get in my circle. But you do look at the good in people first. I don't. I look at the bad in people first. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way it is.
Yeah. And two, I trust people, but only so far. Now I trust you to maybe be around me, but I don't trust you for me to share with you everything. Like I say, I'm private public. So it's certain stuff that I would tell people, but it's certain stuff that I'm like a vault hunter that I'm not going to share with you until I see that you can be trusted with some information that I tell you. So, that's pretty much it. But I do get it when you have people around just looking for the good in people and you trying to trust them, but they do you wrong and wrong and wrong over and over.
That's why I think my theory works better. Let that person earn your trust before you let them in your life.
But what if it's a person that used to earn your trust and now they don't have it no more?
Well, they just don't have it no more. But you gotta earn it first before you can lose it.
Yeah. So yeah, she was just talking. They was talking about that. Destiny was saying that when she was filming and stuff, and just going through the divorce and the custody battle and all that stuff, that she was riding on empty. So a lot of times, even when she was filming, she was there, but she wasn't there. She had said that the courts, the people, she was getting notices from the court like almost every day. They was knocking on her door. It was just a lot going on, but yet and still she had to show up for work and she had to film. You want to say something?
No, go ahead.
She was saying that she didn't even recognize herself. Like, I guess even looking at last season, she didn't recognize herself. And also she said even when she was going into the courtroom, she didn't recognize the courtroom. Let me tell you something. When you can go, now she was going through a divorce and a custody battle at the same time, so she was going through it at the same time, which was double of her just not being in a good space. And of course, we know that was probably during the pandemic where she was going through financially and all that stuff. So she just had a lot of stuff going on. Then you had to show up for work, child, and with folks.
Yeah, sometimes when you get in the part of your life like that, like everything that can go wrong goes wrong. You know what I'm saying? You just got to kind of just You just gotta just kind of wait it out, man. Just wait it out, and hopefully, and things usually get better. Now, it depends on the time frame. You might go through a little slump in your life for a couple of months. It might be a couple of years, but eventually it's gonna get better. The main thing, you gotta have faith. You know what I'm saying? Have faith in God. You're gonna get through it. You know what I'm saying? I know it don't feel good when you're going through it.
At all.
It don't feel good whatsoever. But you gotta keep that faith and understand that eventually God gonna pull you out of it, or He's gonna allow you to get out of it. And Destiny, like she went through it. Now she, like I said, got this podcast, and like she everything's starting to pick up for her now.
Yeah, she be moving, honey. I be on the Instagram following child. She be going everywhere, doing everything, but in positive ways, going to different conferences and speaking and stuff like that. She was also saying that she went to a therapist, so she had to see a trauma-based therapist, because she said that a lot of times people, you have trauma that you done dealt with from you as a child, trauma that, that maybe somebody touched you inappropriately, but then you still got to go around that uncle, honey, because y'all not finna put the uncle in no jail, stuff like that. A lot of trauma. She said she had a lot of trauma. Her mom was not in her life. Her dad, she was raised by her dad. Was her mama on drugs? I want to say. I can't remember from the interview what she said. But yeah, so her mama was not fully in her life like that. So, you dealt with a lot of trauma. So to me, seeing a trauma therapist it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and trauma can come from past relationships. Your ex-spouse, they can put you through a lot of trauma, and you got to get healed from that before you can move on, because some people try their best after they get out of a traumatic relationship. They try to jump into another relationship that don't last because they still dealing with trauma from the last relationship. So sometimes you gotta get a therapist, and you gotta get somebody to talk to get through that.
Let me tell you something. I know that it's been said you get over one person by getting under another. That's a lie, honey. You can do it, but it's
not gonna last long.
Yeah,
it's just a temporary fix.
You got a lot of baggage, you got a lot of hurt, you got a lot of brokenness, you got all that stuff. When I got divorced, when I filed for divorce, honey, it took me a year. Now, some people may take longer than that, honey. I think mentally, child, I was divorced way before it was official on paper. But it took me a year to heal from all of that. It took me a reading books, talking to God, praying, journaling, and spending time with myself and God. And so it took me that time to get over that, to be able to heal, but so I can be better for myself, not just for the next person, but for myself. So I won't go out breaking somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Because as they were talking about in here, hurt people hurt other people, because you have a lot of hurt people that's trying to deal in a relationship or be around somebody. You don't even have to be it could be just in a partnership. You trying to deal with that and you hurting other people.
True. So true. So true.
They also talked about dealing with a high level narcissist. Now, Destiny broke it down because basically she was saying a narcissist create their own reality. And I said, that's true. That makes so sense. That makes so much sense. Now I know that word narcissist. Oh my goodness. Child, is like saying the, then, and at people done wore it slap out. Everybody's a narcissist. Honey, the baby.
You're a narcissist.
Child, the folks at the grocery store.
Baby come out the room when you point at the baby. You're a narcissist.
Yes.
Why? How? I don't know how to talk. I can't. Because you want everything your way. You gonna take mama time away from me. You want to breastfeed you. And you want somebody to wipe you and clean you. And all you do is eat, burp, and crap. You're a narcissist. So that's a narcissist, even babies.
Let me tell you something. We as a people get a word, child, we're going to run it in the ground, stomp it. Another word that people say that they used to get on my nerve, it was a phrase. I forgot the phrase. At the end of the day, that was a phrase.
Really?
At the end of the day, what I was, because I was going to a lot of conferences and stuff like that. People used to say at the end of the day, but at the end of the day, I think that was the phrase they used to work my nerves. So yeah, it's just different words.
You know what phrase work my nerves?
What?
Drop it like it's hot. I got tired of women dropping it like it's hot. I got tired of it. Why y'all use that phrase so much? Why? I don't understand it. Drop it like it's hot. Every time I go around, drop it like it's hot.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We can tell how old you are.
And now, I'm glad you brought it up. Now, I don't hear it that much because the people I hang around is my age and they can't drop it right.
And then they was talking about, part of being a narcissist is, they create their own reality because, if you know a narcissist, because, I've known a few in my past.
I don't think I never met a narcissist before.
You would definitely know. I think you.
Who?
I can't. But I know. I know narcissists basically creating their own reality or making it seem like everything your fault. They take no personal accountability for their actions. Whatever they do, they is Saint Paul, Jesus, little cousin and sister. So yeah, they take no accountability for their actions. So they blame everything on you. They gaslight you. Everything is your fault. Yeah. So and they create their own reality because a lot of times, honey, they think they right. They think they right. So, but everybody's living in a false reality. Melanika was saying something that I thought was very enlightening. She was saying that statistics say that 93% of people do not tell the truth. So you just got 7 people that truth tellers. Child.
Really?
7%.
That's what she said. That's a big gray area right there. I guess you talking about little fibs, like, ooh, that's a bug over there. Where? I'm fooling. That's a lie, right? Right? I'm just saying because if you lied back then, you telling the truth now. You're not part of that 93%.
I'm sure, baby. If they go and they do some kind of study, not sure what kind of study this was, maybe it was a list of questions they asked people. I don't know. But the statistics, according to her, she said that it was said that 93% of people, 93% do not tell the truth. They're liars. So you got a small percentage of people that are truth tellers, which makes it to where you can believe it, where people don't like to hear the truth. People don't like to hear the truth. When you tell the truth, like we be telling our truth over here, honey, they get over here and they act a fool.
Yeah, but lies got, to me, I know a lie is a lie, but lies do have different degrees because some lies, it's not going to affect the person. Like, you can play a trick on somebody and lie on, oh, I sold my car. Where? No, I ain't sold my car. I'm just playing with you. So that's a lie, right? So I'm just saying, lies do have some lies have more consequences. That's what I'm trying to say than other lies. But if she said 93% of people in the world lies, and we got like 8 billion people in the world.
Just listen to the statistics.
I'm just saying, you got 8 billion people in the world. I don't have my calculator with me right now. It's only 7% of the people that are telling the truth out of 8 billion people. What's the number of that? It's millions and millions of people still telling the truth. But what part? They talk, people in Africa lie more than people over America. American people lie more than African people. Do American people lie more than Chinese? We got to break that down. What's the ratio between the male and the female's lying? Is a little baby lying? You lying, little baby. No, you're not hungry. Yeah, the babies lie a lot because they saying they be hungry, and when you feed them, they still cry because they don't be hungry. Or all they want to do is your attention, so they cry for just be crying. So
all you want is the attention, so you crying just to cry. All right, that wasn't me. So Melanika was sharing too about in 2008, it seemed like she got hit with some federal charges, which is aiding and abetting to defraud the government.
You just lied because you call a word that's supposed to be a word, you called it something else. That's a lie.
So she
93%.
said federal charges on aiding and abetting to defraud the government. So it's a lot of stuff.
She didn't go into details of who or what or how much did she?
No, because she was saying some stuff is still,
under investigation.
Yeah, she can't discuss and everything. But she said that she went to federal jail for 7 days, I think she said. And she said even in them 7 days, she was instantly institutionalized.
I can't go back into the world. Ooh, I'm so used to this. I can't live outside these walls. 7 days.
Listen, I'm not going to make light of it funny because she said that she was institutionalized.
You're right. I'm not. I guess I was making fun of it. But the point is, I guess being in jail for 7 days will affect a person's,
Hey, sometimes probably being in jail for 1 day, child, in effect. It depends on what you had to go through and what. Just say that you was.
Now, if she was saying I went to jail for 7 days, it scared me straight.
Well, she said it's institutionalized. When she was talking about her mental, her brain, and all that stuff with her. I mean, child, if you used to living out. And then you got to be
your freedom taken away from you.
Yeah,
I get
it probably goes a whole lot deeper than we think.
Yeah, I think she got scared straight. I can say that because some people, the thought of their freedom being taken away, you can't walk and talk and do whatever you please, and they just basically snatch that away from you. Yeah, it will scare you straight.
Yeah, but she said institutionalized.
I know, but
so she didn't go in depth as far as the institutionalized. But Destiny was talking about I talked about her getting served, the court, getting served all the time through the courts and all that stuff. And
it sounds like Destiny went through a bad divorce, man. Going to the courts and you got a custody battle going on and you in and out of courtrooms and you get served every other week. That can drain you, man.
Oh, heck yeah.
It can drain you, you know what I'm saying? So,
like I said, some people go through divorce without, the custody battle. Some people go through the divorce and the custody. They may go through it separately or whatever, but it seemed like she had everything back to back on top of each other and still trying to raise your newly child.
Not just that, raise newly child, try to do the TV show and run her own business.
Yeah.
In the pandemic. A lot of stuff is going on at the same time. Some people probably won't survive that. I'm just being honest with you. I'm not trying to kiss up to death, but I'm just saying I know some people when they lost all their savings in their 401k, they can't take it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So to deal with all this, man, and you gotta be a strong person to get through it.
Yeah, Destiny also talking about, she was going through so much. She even contemplated not being here.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
That's what I'm trying to get.
Yeah, you hit it right. That's exactly what I was trying to get at.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It can be a lot. Life in itself, especially when everything hit at the same time, it can be a whole lot. Yeah. So it ain't nothing but the power of God to get you through a lot of this stuff. Your prayer life, your relationship with God, because you can't always depend on people, and a lot of times you'll be solo by yourself. Sometimes God put you in places where you solo by yourself.
Especially this, because she really didn't have no family down here.
Her dad.
Other than her dad, you know what I'm saying? That's why she went. No, I'm not gonna bring it up.
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, so they also talked about, Destiny was talking about it was so many people like. So much negative comments, because she was on the show and a lot of people didn't agree with how she was acting, whatever the case may be. She said she had a lot of people, like she was used to have block parties all the time. And I remember her talking about that. She said she blocked a lot of people, and it just fathoms her that she had people that are professionals. She had therapists, all these people coming in her comment section, coming in her DMs, and really she's saying grotesque things concerning her because they see a little clip of you on the television, child. Then they trying to sum you up in a good 15 minutes that they may have saw you, or a 45-minute show that they may have saw you. Now they can depict your whole character, your behavior, and everything else, and call you this and that and that.
You got some powerful lungs, man. Cause you at the end you kind of taper off. Wow, like, ooh, she can say all that in one breath.
Tell the Lord, thank you.
But going back to Destiny, and when you sign up for a TV show, you gotta take the pros and the cons with it. You know what I'm saying? Now, to be honest with you, I never thought that TV show would be so toxic when it first came on, and some people learned the hard way. But yeah, people can be nasty and mean behind them keyboards. Mm-hmm. And like you said, because they see a snippet of a video of a show of a person on the show, and they take that and run with it. But you gotta understand, the producers of these shows, they do these snippets like that to paint a narrative of a person. So, maybe they wanted you to see that stuff with Destiny being a bad person, so she can be the bad person of that season. But yeah, man.
Also, too, that she was saying that a lot of people didn't see the first time she was on there; they just seen the ending part.
I was about to say that.
Oh, you was?
Yeah.
I thought you was through. Better come on, child.
I'm done now.
Oh, okay. So she was talking about that. She said one time she was standing 30 minutes when she was supposed to be going to the gym and sat there and blocked all those people. They also, I think Melanika was just saying, girl, the Bible says that, I think she used the scripture that your enemies will be your footstool. I don't know if she used that scripture, but she did use one. So basically, God will prepare a table before you in the presence of your enemies. And so
break it down what that means.
Basically, God will prepare a table before you in the presence of your enemies. And he gonna lay it all out so your enemies can see. So Melanika was just saying, girl, you ain't gotta block them. Let them see what God doing in your life, honey. He preparing the table, child. And Destiny was saying that she had to realize, I think God spoke to her and she was like, oh, let me stop with y'all fans, cause y'all keep coming over here, saying stuff. So y'all fans. So she said it took her a long time, but she went and unblocked all them people.
Yeah, the thing is, those people have your name in their mouth. Okay, those people have your name on their brain, so they thinking about you, good or bad. You know what I'm saying? Well, a person when people judge you, I saw something Deion Sanders said today, which was so profound. Why should I worry about what you think about me? I know how I feel. I know what I am. Like you judging me or talking down to me or looking at me and starting this, that don't mean nothing. It's about how I feel about myself. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to have people that are going to judge you regardless. You know what I'm saying? They're going to look at you. They're going to have their own thoughts about you. It shouldn't matter. As long as they don't touch you or do anything out the way, they can think whatever they want to think. You know what I'm saying? That's something I have to learn. You know what I'm saying? So kudos to Destiny, man.
Yeah, and they did talk about this, like, what you think about me, it really don't matter. I think Melanika was just saying she had a point in her life where she really truly don't care what people think or what people have to say. Because one thing about it, people gonna form their own narrative about you. You could try to change their mind, child, but they is spent on whatever they think that you are. That it is what it is.
It is. Oh no, you're using my term, ain't you? Using my slang. It is what it is.
I ain't never said that before.
No, you have
not. I never said that.
No, cause why you said that's all you said. It is what it is. No, now you saying it. All right, fine. High five.
So it is what it is. So yeah, people gonna form. So you never have to try to change somebody's mind. If their mind is changed, let it change on their own. But you trying to convince them to change, because it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work, because whatever they think about you, it is what it is. That's the way they think about you. Mm-hmm. So and they talked about that.
If they're gonna like you, they're gonna like you. If they're gonna hate you, they're gonna hate you. You know what I'm saying?
And they also was just saying too that a lot of times, when people come at you, they only coming from their own experience and reality. So if they saying this about you, that's because that's their own experience and their own reality. And we talked about this so many times. People saying this, people saying that. They can only see from their own reality. So if, just say for instance, if they've been cheated on, this is my example. If they've been cheated on, that's all they can see. They've been cheated on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We talked about that. Just kind of wrapping this up. She was saying too, the last part is that she has experienced abuse. Melanika was just saying hers was more emotional. Destiny was saying hers was physical. Wow. She had mental abuse, physical abuse. She went through financial abuse and all that stuff or whatever. And I don't know who, she didn't name nobody's name, and who the physical abuse was, but she did say, but sometimes she was saying, she did say it was a male. Sometimes when you hit back, that don't mean that it's not abuse. Sometimes people, saying if y'all hit, he hit you and you hit back, people don't look at as that abuse, but she said it still is abuse. And even her friends and people could see what she was going through, but she couldn't see what she was going through, so it took other people to really show her what she was going through. And it's like, that's not normal. Like, no.
Yeah, that's sad. I didn't love. I can't get it out. I didn't know that she was going through abuse like that. That's news to me. But yeah, man, no man should be putting their hands on a woman. Mm-hmm. Period. Mm-hmm. I don't care what a woman says. Now, if you want to kind of protect yourself as a man, you just grab her, keep her from hitting you. That's understandable.
If she hitting you first,
right? But no, you don't. No, man. So I hate that she had to go through that, but sometimes people go through things for a reason.
Yeah.
It makes you stronger.
And to where you can, share the stuff that you go through on, your podcast and all these other different platforms. I think she said the first time she shared that was like in a private setting, and then she shared it again on her podcast. So this is not something that she talked about, but yeah,
she needs to talk about it. It might help somebody out. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I wish I could talk about my past. Maybe it'll help somebody out.
And so just to wrap this up, so the last part she was talking about, one thing that Destiny said she was not going to do, she's not going to settle. They talk about, words and all that stuff or whatever. And so she was saying, one thing about people, you got to learn, you got to do the work. Like every day we live, and I thought this was profound as well. Every day we live, there is a work in progress. You're never going to be perfect. I'm never going to be perfect. You're always going to be working on yourself. And she said she won't settle for potential. She don't settle for nothing, but she wants a person that realizes I got to continue to do the work. Like going to therapy, talking it out, read books, growing, learning. Huh?
She was dating somebody.
Oh, yeah. She did
okay.
say. Yeah. Moses, that's his name, Moses.
Okay.
But she said on the Carlos King podcast that, they in a place where they just trying to figure things out. But she just said that, I guess she was saying that in general, probably looking at her past, that she won't settle for potential. She going to do, because you got to continue to do the work. And I was like, that's profound. People got to be willing to always be their better self.
Yeah, man, I agree with that. You always want to try to make progress, you know what I'm saying? But, hopefully, she can find that person. Maybe Moses is that person that do want to make things better, that do want to make that progress and continue to evolve. So.
Yeah. All right, so this was a great podcast. Y'all go check it out. Like I said, I'll put it down below, or you can just Google, go on YouTube and just put in Destiny Payton and her podcast to pull up. So
Unbreakable is the name of the podcast.
Yeah.
Unbreakable.
So if you guys, so that's all I got. What about you?
That's it.
All right. We will see you guys on the next video. Don't forget to go with God and let God go with you.
Always put God first, y'all.
Deuces.
Always put God first.